after all that. Hello, everyone. I'll be back in a moment. Let's just sort this out. Hey! So, I found a hack that if it starts in the wrong aspect ratio, I can come out, open Google Chrome, turn my phone, press on the rotate button, and then come back into YouTube, and it seems to sort out the aspect ratio problem. Well, it is at my end. Can you let me know if it's sorted at your end, and I'll get on with the show. Apologies for being so horrifically late this morning. A few different factors came together to make this so. First of all, I actually slept till 7:15, which is insane. Normally I'm like wide awake at 5 o'clock in the morning, so I had to get a lot of stuff done very quickly. Secondly, Ishmael wasn't here this morning, so I had to wait for him to arrive at the wood and explain to him what needs to be done. You can't really do while I'm doing the show. We need to get back till past. And I was like, right, I'm all ready. It's past. I've got my coffee. No, Diz, don't tell me it's fine. Tell me it's in the correct aspect ratio. If I'm stretched, if I'm looking like a cone head, I'll start again with one that I'm not stretched in. So yeah, just let me know. Just let me know if I'm stretched or not. I've got me insect coil to stop me getting insect. I've got me laptop. I've also got, because I felt really bad for not having this yesterday, got my super chat board today. Remember to pick that up. Anyway, so yeah, at past, I was like, okay, right, Ishmael's here. He's arrived on the boat. We've moved the wood. He brought a load of wood. We've moved that to the house. Okay, right, I can start now. And then I'm pressing go live on the button, and it's like on the phone, and it's just going no. It won't even go to the next screen. It won't give me a little spinning circle of doom or anything. It's just like no, not going to happen. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Which was really there. Anyway, can you let me know in the chat before I go any further if this is the correct aspect ratio? It wasn't when we started, so I'm just checking that it is now. The last thing I want is for the stream to, I don't know, have a black bar at either side and actually stretch my head or something mad. I don't know what might happen. It is correct aspect ratio. Cool. Thank you very much, Diz, for that info. So yeah, I guess we won't be getting as many people as normal on the show watching today because I've started. What time is it? Jesus, I started 40 minutes late, which is that's quite embarrassing even for me. But yes, today I want to talk about the fantastic news that Sora is no more. Sora is dead. Sora is gone. Looking a bit sunburnt. Yeah. It was cloudy yesterday, and I always make the mistake of going out and going, oh, I could take my hat off for a minute. Never take your hat off. I did a lot of outside work yesterday. Oh, I found a snake. I lifted up a piece of wood, and underneath was a massive fucking snake. Jesus Christ. I think that it was a tree boa. So its head was wider than the rest of its body, which is usually a good sign with snakes that they won't kill you. Because when the head is the same size as the body, that means that they are venomous. Whereas if the head is wider than the body, and this isn't all across the board, obviously cobras have that thing that fans out and everything, whatever. But just generally speaking, if a snake is gonna bite you, well, I don't think they all bite you, but if it's gonna inject you with venom, it's got that the head is the same width as the rest of its body. Whereas if it's kind of gonna, like, I don't know, strangle you to death and then consume you slowly, I think its head is bigger than the rest of its body or something like that. I don't know, I might be wrong. I'm sure one angry pagan will put me right if he's watching. See, before we get on to Sora, scenes today in PMQs, hilarious scenes, where the whole of the meths from the what's it called, the refuck party walked out. They all walked out. Badenoch was going on about North Sea oil. Like, how much do the oil companies give these fucking morons to do this, to come out and go, we need to drill for it? No, we don't. We don't do what? You're going to nationalise the oil? Is that what you're asking us to do, Kemi? You're standing up and you're saying you want us to nationalise our oil, which is, well, wasn't that why we toppled the democratically elected leader of Iran in the 1950s because he wanted to nationalise the oil? Isn't the fact that the General Nasser wanted to nationalise the Suez Canal? Wasn't that why we had the Suez crisis? I mean, throughout sort of the 20th century history, every time a government like the government of Venezuela has decided to nationalise something to do with oil or oil itself, there's been uproar, hasn't there? So is that what you're asking for, Kemi? Have you gone all socialist on us? Have you? Have you? Oh, that's nice, Kemi. Well done. So she's standing up and she's going, oh, we should get all this money from the oil from the North Sea. And we're like, we don't get any money from that. It goes to foreign companies. It'll take 10 years to set up. So by then, this whole oil project thing could be over because we've all moved to renewables by then. And meanwhile, Donald Trump has paid a French company $1 billion of American taxpayers' money to not make wind turbines because he hates them. Because they are the biggest competition there is to oil, which is who pays them, the oil companies and the gas companies and all that kind of shit. Gobshites one and gobshites all. She had a free holiday courtesy of a fossil fuel boss, apparently. Oh, that's interesting. One Angry Pagan. Hello, One Angry Pagan. Can you let us know if when you find a snake under a pile of wood, there are also two scorpions under there as well. Same pile of wood. 2 scorpions and a snake. I'm thinking it was a tree bower. It was brown and black. It had beautiful patterns on it, like diamond-shaped patterns. I mean, I ran away. Well, I didn't run away. I moved away, so it couldn't bite me. I wasn't gonna taunt it. But by the time I got my camera out to take a picture, it already fucked off. So I don't think it was a particularly aggressive snake. But yeah, I've got a feeling it was a tree boa, which are quite common here in Panama, and they're the ones that strangle you, but they don't strangle humans. I mean, we're too big. They go after birds and stuff, generally speaking. But yeah, my theory is that if the head is bigger than the rest of the body, then they're a constrictor usually, and if the head is the same size as the rest of the body, they're generally not a constrictor and might be venomous. That's what I say. Let's see what One Angry Pagan thinks. We're just given 500 million to the French. But yeah, the energy price thing is just insane. So energy bills will be around £117 lower from April to the end of June. But that's still up from a typical household than what it was in July 2024. So the refuck walkout, they walked out. There was in response to the pathetic response of Starmer's to Nigel Farage's question about small boat crossings. Cool. So all fucking 2 of them walked out. Excellent. Well done, dickheads. And then we had the main thrust of what Kemi Badenoch was saying is we need to approve the licenses for the Rosebank and the Jackdaw oil and gas fields in the North Sea. But as we've discussed so many times, and I wish people get this through their thick fucking heads, opening those gas fields will gain us no money at all in the short term or in the long term. It's going to take 10 years to set up the fucking drills, okay? 10 fucking years. It's going to be 2036 by the time we set up the fucking drills, right? And this is a private company that will run it. So we can give money. We can give money. Of course, we can give money to them. You know, give them subsidies, give them the licenses, but the government makes fuck all money out of it, comparatively. And what we would be best doing is taking the subsidy money that will go to these private companies to drill our oil and then sell it to us back at a massive profit based on the market rate. We don't get any special discount. We don't get any friends and family discounts. We don't get any, oh my God, this oil came from you, so we're going to sell it back to you at a discount rate. That does not happen. Because of the way that oil works. Like, just because oil is dug out the ground in one country doesn't mean it's refined in that country. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. But even if it is refined in that country, it's a private enterprise. Unless Kemi Badenoch is suggesting that we nationalise our oil, and then move off the petrodollar, because we're on the petrodollar as well. So not only do we have to pay the market fucking rate to buy our own oil back off ourselves, right? We also have to pay that in dollars. So we have to convert British pounds into dollars to sell it. We have to convert British pounds into dollars to buy it. And then we have to convert it back into British pounds. I mean, come on. What the fuck? Like, they're so thick. And I wish Stan was more eloquent, and I wish he could, like, explain it to Kemi Badenoch like she's a fucking 5-year-old. Because it might actually cut through to some people who just do not get this. They think that this easy solution to the oil crisis that we keep on happening, the Suez crisis, that was all about oil. It was all about not getting oil through the fucking, you know, the Suez Canal. Then you had the oil crisis in the 1970s was because we supported Israel in the Yom Kippur War, and so the Arab countries said, "Well, fuck you, then. You're not getting our oil." And people remember, like, vaguely, I think, some people, older people, boomers maybe, you know, huddling around candles because there was no fucking power. It was a 3-day fucking week. You know, having the Middle East have this much power over us, having the Yanks, the Russians, the fucking dickheads in all these countries, like, having so much power over our country, like, that can reduce people to a 3-day week, to reduce people to working a 3-day week. It can reduce people to sitting around a fucking candle and having to use a camp cooker to, like, camp stove to make the dinner. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back to the 70s, right? And I don't want the future to be dictated by some tin pot dictator invading their fucking neighbour. New drilling isn't a short-term answer either. I know, because it takes 10 years to set up. Like, people think, honestly, I genuinely think people are thick as pig shit when it comes to logistics, quantity surveying, engineering. They just don't understand how long these projects take to put together. Oh, you're going to build something in the North Sea, are you? Okay, all right. You do know that's one of the most fucking choppiest waters, the most volatile fucking weather in the fucking world. And realistically speaking, you got to, you can only build 6 months a year if you're fucking lucky. I mean, you know, this idea that you just go out in a dinghy and you put a fucking straw in the ground and all the oil pops out, it's like, it's fucking nonsense. It's such a feat of engineering to put these massive oil platforms out there and get them working. And each oil platform is unique and bespoke to the exact part of the fucking world, or the part of the sea, that the part of the, you know, the ocean that it is, that it's at. Is it going to be a floating one? Is it going to be fixed to the seabed? How far does the drill have to go down to drill for the oil? How do you get the oil off it? Do you have a pipeline going to the mainland? Do you have a thing where the boats can come up and anchor next to or pull up next to the platform, and they can pump the oil into the tanker and take it ashore that way? I mean, there's so many different factors that need to be thought about, and it takes fucking years. Think about how long it took you to fucking get around to decorating the fucking spare room, and that was just one fucking room in your fucking house. You know what I mean? Like, the idea that we could just snap our fingers and suddenly there's all this extra fucking, you know, oil. It's for the birds. And yet people fucking believe it. People just go, oh yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to stop all this net zero nonsense. Yeah, we've got to stop it, and then we've got to drill oil instead because that'll make us loads of money. It's just nonsense. Um, did the snake have pits or holes in some of its face scales? Graham? I didn't get that close, mate. I just, if so, were they along the lips? Were they obvious to see, or on the nose? That'll determine if it's a viper or a boa. If so. I didn't get that close, mate. I didn't get my microphone. I didn't get my magnifying glass out. All I know, it had a head bigger than the rest of its body, and it was brown and black, and had pretty patterns on it. I think it was. I think it was about. I mean, it didn't. It didn't appear aggressive. Do you know what I mean? It didn't like look at me and then stick its tongue out. It just sort of woke up because it was under a piece of wood, and it just went, and they just walked out, slipped. Well, didn't walk off. It's got no legs. Then just slithered off like a Tory. It's really windy and sunny here today. I bet the waves are going crazy too. Best ignore that and have a war for dead prehistoric vegetation instead. Got a petrochemical CEO, a new yacht. Yeah, yeah. A friend of mine who lives in South Manchester sent me a thing this morning saying it was 6 degrees and snowing. So there you go. Yay, the Rat Straw t-shirt. Yep, that's the one. Hi everyone, apologies for lateness. Maybe I should take this off, shouldn't I? And I should wear it. I've got an idea. Just one sec. I'll tell you what. You go look at the lovely water. There you go. Look at that. Okay. There you go. I've done fixed it. It now says Star Wars. Do you like that? Do you like that? That deserves a super chat, I think. Yeah, I turned it inside out. I took it off and turned it inside out, so now it says Star Wars. Should remember to do that in future. Just wear your t-shirt inside out. So yeah, PMQs. The Starmer hit back saying that the spike in the price of oil is due to the US-Israeli war with Iran, and he did argue that the way forward is renewable energy, which he's completely right about. That is the way of the future, as China are going nuts for at the moment, absolutely going nuts for. What is this trickery? It's like a magic trick. You're like Kylie for costume changes. Yeah, I'm the Taylor Swift of live streaming from islands. That's a canny view. It is rather beautiful out there today. Some strange noises going. I think my snake has found a bird in the mangroves over there. I told Catherine I found a snake, and she's like, "That's it. Never comes to the island again." I'm like, "Oh, should have told her." But yeah, so yeah, let's move on from PMQs because I mean, the Kemi Badnot was shite as always. And also Starmer he blamed the Conservatives for oil gas field licence being struck down, and he said because of defects in the processes under the previous government, those licences were struck down by the courts. So it was the Tories that fucked that up. I thought the t-shirt was one of the Trumps. Start wars. Missed the stream yesterday and then he missed today's also. But you're here now, SG. Thank you very much for your email. We have decided that we're going to be giving slats on the Ginger Island walkway. So who's getting them? Darian De Star, Plum Duff, Billy Kershaw, Trans Pride, Russ Cannon, Gallifreyan Wren, Leap Shin, L Butterfly, Confetti Diz, Sedu Witter, Mike Dix so far. So if there's anyone else who that you think should have a plaque, not a plaque, what is it? Like a board on the boardwalk with their name on it. Awesome. Round head or more rectangular? What was the coloration again? It was like a, it was like a, I don't know. I don't know, mate. I, I saw it and I went, shit, better tell Ishmael. Ishmael! And he was here at the boat dock, working here. And I went, Ishmael! And he couldn't hear me. I went, Ishmael! And he went, okay. And then he came, and by the time he walked down to, 'cause it was just over there. See where the boat is, right? It was just on the other side of that. And by the time he got there, the snake had slithered off. We moved a few more pieces of wood to see if he got under another piece, but he hadn't. He'd obviously gone into the mangroves. But yeah, I don't know. I think it was kind of like a, I don't know, a penis-shaped head. Let's put it that way. No, not flatter though. So it kind of went out and then it came back in again. I don't know. I only saw it for a second, then moved away because I don't know. I've got a Star Wars skirt. It's like a Haynes manual type pics of various vehicles. Ooh. Elle, could you let me know what you want on your slat of wood that blah blah CW bought for you? Do you want L butterfly effect, or do you just want L butterfly, or do you want something else? Do you want something else, L? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. That'd be cool. Oh, SG, thank you very much for the £10 super chat. Florida voters flipped 2 districts in Democrat last night. One of them being Florida 87, the Mar-a-Lago district. So PDOF Twitler now has a local Democratic representative. Yeah. So thanks very much for the super chat, my friend. That is very, very kind of you. Super chat, super chat, super chat, super chat. And as SG says, yeah, Mar-a-Lago is now under local government. Is a Democratic. It's now Democratic constituency. Hey, and the interesting thing is that particular constituency, right, was 19% for Trump. 19%. L, butterfly, drawn, not written, if possible. Okay. Oh, wow. All right. That's a challenge. I'm using a big machine to do this called a router, which is quite scary. It's a big, scary machine, but I'll try and do a butterfly for you as best I can. It might end up looking a bit wank. Might look like a moth. I don't know. But I'll try and get it looking as good as possible. Okay, butterfly. Actually draw the butterfly. Okay. Thanks for your support. Cool. All right, so we're going to talk today. Now, well, that would kind of. Have we finished talking about PMQs? Normally, I talk over it, don't I? And people go, "Why are you talking over it?" And I'm like, "Well, you know, just because that's what I'll tell you that I'm going to do." But it says with commentary by Graham Hughes. Moths can be lovely too. Very powdery though. Get a lot of moths in the house if you're attracted to the light, like a moth to light. She turns to Norway. So this is talking about Kemi Badenoch. She turned to Norway saying that the government, whose government drilled 49 wells in the North Sea last year, compared to the UK 0, which is good because we're not massive hypocrites like the Norwegians. And saying that the stopping all new drilling in the North Sea was reckless promise before, but it would make no difference. And the thing is, right, okay, let's say by some fucking work of magic, right, there's some fast track way of just sticking a big metal straw into the sea and sucking out all the oil that is there, right, in these two Jackdaw and Rosebank fields, right? The reality is that it would only yield us a limited amount of barrels of oil, right? We're talking a few 100,000, right? Maximum. You know, these aren't vast. These aren't like insanely huge oil fields, and the countries that have got strategic reserves, reserves are reserves of oil that countries have bought off private companies to reserve for when those companies put the price up, but they still have to buy it from those companies. Anyway, so the strategic reserves that were released, um, um, you know, in countries around the world, and then also when the OPEC countries decided that they were going to, they had a bunch of reserves as well that they hadn't actually sold yet, so they were going to put them on the market. It hardly made a fucking, it hardly made a dent. And what was that? 200 million barrels. That's that's more than exists in the Rosebank and the Jackdaw gas field, and that hardly made a dent. But the idea that we're going to get cheaper energy by drilling this fucking oil is so fucking stupid. It's infuriating that these knobheads are still trotting this shit out. Talking about knobheads, fucking, you know, putting stuff out. Yeah, Sora's fucking gone. Been and gone. Do you remember Sora? Launched, what, fucking 6 months ago or something? I mean, it's been around since 2024, but in September, I think last year, is when it kind of really took off. This revolutionary AI video tool that had a $1 billion deal with Disney. And yeah, the entire product line has been scrapped, not pivoted, not evolved. It's just absolutely fucking scrapped. And this is a huge fucking proof, which is something that I've been saying for fucking ages, right? First of all, it's all hype. It's all hype because AI is shit. It's like a pocket calculator if your pocket calculator occasionally got things wrong. Now, what is the use? Someone explain to me, right, some AI advocate, what the fuck is the use of a pocket calculator that sometimes gets it wrong? I would argue that a pocket calculator that sometimes gets it wrong is less useful than just not having a pocket calculator. And I'll tell you why. Because you'd have to check every fucking time. You'd have to double check that the calculation that if you've put into your pocket calculator is correct. And checking will take longer than just doing the fucking sum in the first place. Because you don't know. You don't know when it's hallucinating, as they say. And Sora, what a piece of shit software that was. It made flashy clips. And could it build a sustainable business? Could it fuck? Could it avoid legal chaos? Could it fuck? Did it have any idea about continuity? Did it fuck? Did it have any idea about like storytelling or about acting or about context in general? Did it fuck? It was just a gimmicky piece of shite that made some dickheads a load of money by showing shit videos, shit little 10-second clips to other dickheads who were like, oh yeah, it's boss that. It's Batman and Superman hitting each other. Yeah, I've never seen that in a movie. I mean, there's essentially, you could imagine it like a demo. Do you remember you used to get like Amiga format or computer and video games? God, that's going back a bit of a while, isn't it? And these sometimes you used to get tape on the front or a floppy disk, sellotape to the front of the magazine, and it would have like a demo on for the new game, the new big thing, you know, the new Lemmings game or whatever. I always loved the Amiga format. Every Christmas they'll do a Lemmings game, wouldn't they, for a few years, about 3 years in the early 90s. They brought out Christmas Lemmings when all the Lemmings had little Santa hats on, especially. But there's some drilling going on at the house. Oh, I've got a little crab friend, a little mud crab has come out. There's no. What are you doing, little mud crab? What do you do? Where do you think you're going, little mud crab? Where are you going? There's no mud over there. No, don't do it, little mud crab. Okay, so yeah, he's just hanging out. A pocket calculator that couldn't add up was used by Naheem Zahar to do his tax returns. Hey, who lost their money? I hope some techno-feudalist lost money. I hope so as well. Please tell me that the snake did not look like this. Sorry, Angry Pagan, I can't navigate away from my phone, so Yeah, it didn't look like a particularly bad one. No, I've looked them up. I've looked at what I think it is, and that the picture that looked closest to what I thought I saw was the tree boa, was the American tree boa or something it's called. Let's have a look. Uh, Central America tree boa. It's a bit sad though because I thought they didn't have any fucking snakes on my island. I'm gonna have to write to St. Patrick and get me money back. Um, yeah, yeah. This one, West Indian boa. Oh yeah, because I was like, why are they calling it the West Indian boa? Um, do 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 do. It looked like that. I think it looked like that. It looked like that. I think it looked like that. See what I mean about its head being bigger than the rest of its body? Um, and it had these, it had like diamond patterns, like crisscross patterns. Anyway, it's a boa, so it's a strangler. But apparently, they can be quite bitey, so you don't want to, people buy them as pets and then they get bitten along. But they're not venomous. Uh, it is commonly known as the Central American tree boa or Corvallis Ruschenbergeri. What a stupid fucking name. Obviously named after an American or something. Jesus. Okay, so yeah, so that's the one that I think I saw on me island. Yeah. So I get me money back. Got to get me money back. Oh, got two talking of money. Just got £2 from SG. Wee-hoo-hoo! Ha-ha! Hoo-hoo-hee-hee-hoo-hoo. Thank you, SG. Graham, please look at One Angry Pagan's message. Was that the one I just read? And I said, I can't navigate away from this. I mean, I can, but you'll just get like a little circle of doom for an hour while I look it up online. Let's have a look. Excuse me, my name's not Nigel. Little mud crab. Little mud crab, little mud crab, little mud crab. Okay, I'll tell you the flare de lance have been confirmed to swim between the islands around Bocas del Toro. Oh yeah, I'm sure there are some flare de lances around these parts, but not seen any on my island yet. But let me have a look. Flare de lance, Central America. No, nah, because that looks kind of like proper evil. Yeah. I don't think it was that. Ooh, no, no. Well, definitely not that. And also, from the pictures I'm looking at, his head looks the same width as his body. Yeah, it wasn't that. He's an evil-looking fucker, isn't he? The most dangerous snake in Central America. I don't know. It could have been this one. I don't think it was. Maybe it was. Got me worried now. Oh no, his head is a bit bigger. Okay, well, yeah, well, he walked off as much as a snake can walk. So it was either the most deadly snake in the whole of Central America, the flare de lance, or it was, it wasn't. Who knows? Who knows? Ooh. Yeah. Oh, maybe it was that. Yeah, maybe it was. I don't know. He didn't seem too aggressive, though. He didn't seem to be bothered. He just sort of slithered away. But that's the problem, you see. This is when people go, I don't know why people are scared of snakes and spiders. And it's like, because you don't fucking know. Like, your lizard brain doesn't know if it's a poisonous one, sorry, a venomous one that can kill you, or whether it's just, a common household spider, or whatever. I can't. Is G suffering from snake envy? I don't know. A mate of mine asked, do crab walk sideways? I said yes. I don't think I've got lobsters. Don't get it. The most flamboyant snake is the pink feather boa. Very good, Ernie. That is very good. I like that. So anyway, yeah, back to Sora. It just proves something that I've been saying for a while, right? First of all, it's an AI bubble, right? It can't make money on its own. I don't understand. Like, if I can't understand as a dickhead, right? If I can't understand how something can make money, I don't believe that it can make money, right? If you can't explain to me really easily how something can make money, then the first thing that comes to my head is it's a con. It's a pyramid scheme. If anything is more complex than I've got some stuff, do you want this stuff? Give me some money, I'll give you the stuff. If it's anything more complex than that, I just go, right, okay, I can't get my head around that. So I can get my head around research and development, because then you might be able to create a product and then you sell that product for money. You go, hey, I've got this product, and you get the money for it, right? Okay, so what are we doing? We're going to have these 10-second video clips, right? And they're going to be shite. People are going to have to put in like 100 prompts to actually get what they want, or maybe 70,000 prompts, right? Each prompt causes the GPUs that are somewhere in the world to go into fucking overload, because it uses a lot of processing power because it's graphics, obviously. And and then we're not going to charge people for it. It's going to be free and anyone can use it. It's like, that's the maddest thing I've ever thought of. Or what I was thinking is that this has all been paid for by the Saudis in order to get us to burn oil. Just burn loads of fossil fuels, burn loads of gas, burn loads of fucking coal, whatever it is, whatever it takes, just burn it. We need to process these shit videos, 99% of which don't turn out the way people want. So Sora was a thing where you type in what you want, you say, I want to see a snake under a piece of wood in Panama, and it would try and generate what it thinks that you wanted, but it would get it wrong. It would get it wrong 99% of the time, so you'd have to type it in again and again and again and again, and then eventually on the 349th fucking attempt, you might get something where you go, oh, fuck it, that'll do. And there are these people out there who see themselves as like AI whisperers, who are like, I know how the algorithm works. And you're like, go on then. I can write you a prompt. I'm a prompt king. I can whisper to the AI and get it to do exactly what I want first time. I'm like, no, you can't. Bullshit. AI hardly ever does what you want. Even when you say something as simple as, please summarize this document, it will not summarize it in the way that you want it to. It will summarize it with a slant. Especially if it's something criticizing AI, it'll try and go, oh, actually, it's not really a tech failure, is it? Well, it is, because it looks shite. Never mind a marketing failure, a failure of capitalism, a failure of imagination, a failure of our drive towards net zero and everything else. It just proved that AI cannot make money on its own. You had this massive hype, millions of users, massive attention, barely any revenue. Massive computing costs, massive costs. And investors just going, what the fuck? A $1 billion deal with Disney to let people do whatever they want with Disney characters. Are they on crack? We've got another super chat. I like this with my Star Wars t-shirt and my super chat thing backwards, but then on the screen it looks forwards. Sent you a PayPal, Graham. Oh, thank you so much, Martin. That is very kind of you. Thank you, Martin. Brilliant. Okay, cool. So if Martin, can you let me know, unless you've put it into the thing, do you want Martin Harrow, or do you want something else, or somebody else's name on there on your board, which I'm going to get cracking on tomorrow? Leap, wait, Leapson's getting one. What Angus Pagan's getting one. Diz is getting one. AI is practically a futures market. It is. One snake said to the other, are we venomous or constructors? The other said, I don't know why. It says, the first thing, because I've just bitten my tongue. Wait, I think you meant constrictors, but never mind. It was a terrible joke anyway. I loved it. Rosemary's AIDS is cracking. What? AI music is horrible. AI can't count very well. Yeah, ask AI to count to 500 out loud. It gets bored halfway through. Honestly, it's like a small child. But like I say, if you have a pocket calculator that you know makes mistakes, what fucking use is it? Because you can't trust it. You can never go, right, that's it, definitively. I've just typed in 749 times 3,492 and I've got the answer. It might be wrong. So you have to sit there with a pen and fucking paper, right? And work it out yourself, you know? And I know that, okay, you wouldn't necessarily have to do the whole multiplication. You could just sort of round it up and then just multiply the thing. So, if it was in the right ballpark, but you just wouldn't know. You just wouldn't know. And it would be quicker to just not use the calculator in the first place and just try and fucking work it out using the pen and paper. I'm sorry, but like, that's why it's shit. That's why I've been raging about AI for a long time, not being the fucking be all and end all. And people going, oh, I'm going to lose my job because of AI. I'm like, if you made as many stupid fucking rookie mistakes as AI does, then you don't deserve a job. You know, I'm sorry, but like, all you need to do is prove that you're more reliable than these machines that are notoriously unreliable. Um, and let's not forget that this idea that AI can be creative, it can't. It just cannot. Boobs. We want boobs on the calculator. If you type into a calculator, the story about the woman who went into the doctor and said, my boobs are too big. They're 69 inches. So you type 69, and then you type in, you say, oh, this is going to be backwards for you though, isn't it? Oh, that's pointless. So yeah, 69, and then and the doctor said, well, take 2 of these tablets twice a day for 2 weeks, so 222. And then she came back and her boobs had gone down to 51 inches. And the doctor, she said, oh, that's still too big. And so the doctor said, well, you times the dosage by 8. And she ended up, you can't read that because it's backwards, but effectively, if you turn it upside down and you read it the right way, it says boobless. Boobless. It was a thing you used to do on your pocket calculator when you were in school. Well, I did anyway. Anyway, you can also put the word oil into a calculator, can't you? Shell oil, that's what people used to put in. Not as funny as my boobless joke. Anyway, AI, fucking hell, where do I start? It's a fucking party trick. That's what it is. That's what AI is. It's a fucking party trick. It's an illusion. You know, like when people watch magic, right? There's a certain type of magician that I fucking hate. Right, Uri Geller is one of them. Do you know why I hate Uri Geller? Because I'm a massive anti-Semite. No, I'm joking, I'm not. The reason why I hate Uri Geller is he pretends that it's real. Okay, all the best magicians that you know off the TV, so Penn and Teller, Darren Brown, even back to Houdini, always said it was a trick. Always said it's a trick. I'm not magic. I wasn't born with special magical powers. It is a trick, right? But then there are these illusionists, these magicians who go, oh no, it's real. And that's what AI reminds me of. That's the same frustration. Because I'm sitting there going, it's okay for summarizing documents. It's an evolution of Clippy, right? It looks like you're writing a message. It looks like you're writing a letter to the bank manager to ask for more money. Boom shanker, right? Dear fascist bully boy. It comes up in grey. Just press enter and it fills it in for you. But yeah, the idea that fucking AI was going to come and sort like out all the world's problems, we're going to have AI and UBI, and we weren't going to have to work because AI was going to do it. We can't, because we can't rely on it. It's not creative. It's got no sense of context. It's got no sense of community. It's got no sense of the it doesn't understand why things are the way they are. That's why in the first year or so of AI generated art, everyone had fucking 6 fingers, because AI just it had no sense of context. It couldn't understand that humans have 5 fingers. That it was just looking at pictures of humans and making something like an approximation of what it thought that it saw. And everything that AI makes, everything that it creates is a remix. It's an imitation. It's a mashup of existing content, of existing IP, of existing artwork, of existing music, of existing video. It can't think. It can't create meaning. It can't understand what it's doing. It cannot contextualize what it is doing. No sense of context. And that is so important in the way that humans are intelligent and machines are not. And it's just pattern matching at scale. That's what it is. Pattern matching. It's been described as predictive text at scale, but predictive text that often tells you what you want to write next, and it being exactly the wrong word. So instead of sending a message to your beloved saying, I love you so much, it decides that it's going to send a message saying, I hate you so much. And there's nothing you can do about it. It doesn't give you the three options of love, hate, schmoosh, whatever, what other word might be there. And then you pick the one that you want. It doesn't do that. It just churns out a fucking essay that will contain absolute bollocks. Absolute bollocks in there. India bought its first cargo of Iranian LPG after 2019, having previously stopped energy purchases from Iran under pressure from Western sanctions. So much winning by Trump. Yeah, well, he's lifted sanctions on not just Russia, but he's lifted oil sanctions on Iran. Ask AI to do a pic of fish fingers. A 50-50 chance there, lol, says L. You're right. So it's just the beginning of the bubble burst. This will give investors the jitters a bit more, and they'll panic and the whole thing will collapse. I'm sure everyone will be okay. They've got valuable NFTs. Yeah. I remember the first ever pocket calculators. Pocket was exaggerated as AI today. They were the size of a small book, and my 13-year-old pockets were half the size. You need to separate AI into different areas. It's good at some things. Yes. Well, I'm going to get into this. This is why Anthropic are doing better with Claude. That they didn't do this flashy shit. They didn't do videos. And never saw the point of Sora videos. They always seemed like a waste of electricity to me, a waste of energy, a waste of oil. Just a means to just burn stuff, burn, make it burn. Did I get another super chat that I didn't notice? Oh, no, it was Martin telling me that he sent me a PayPal. Thank you, Martin. That's very kind of me. So by the way, we've been having like problems with our signal here, right? I've got pretty good signal today, so hopefully we won't get any problems. But I just realised that yesterday when I went to recharge the phone, because you get like a little scratch card and you scratch it off and you get a number, right? And then you type the number into the phone. You put like a little prefix on it, like so it'll be like star 166 star, and then you put the big number in, 16-digit number. That's you scratched off the card, and then you press hash, right? And that puts $10 on your card on your phone, right? On your phone credit. And then you type in another number, which takes you to a menu. And you've got to type in what you want, right? So it's like 1 to 5, and it'll give you different options, but it's all in Spanish, right? And I'd just gone, like, because I've done it before, I just gone 1, 1, 1, 1. I hardly even look at it because I know that number 1 is always the one that I want, right? Which gives you 10 days of internet, right? Which I don't need because I'm only here for another week, right? Less than a week now. Anyway, but I bothered looking at the actual fucking menu in Spanish, and one of the options was to have 3G. 3G? Sorry, it's not 3G. Fucking hell. 5G. 5G. Yeah. I thought, ooh, but only for 7 days. You don't get it for 10 days, but I only needed it for 7 days. So brilliant. I went, okay, 5G. Fucking hell. Wish I'd done that to start with. Fucking 5G on my island. That'd be amazing. So I went for that option. Got over to my island thinking, oh, this is going to be good. Gonna have 5G now. Gonna have super fast fucking internet. Gonna be able to watch all the movies I want. Yay! And then I realised that actually you can only have 5G. There's a 5G mast nearby. That's actually giving you 5G. My mast here is LTE, which is 3.5G. So there is a 5G in it, but it's more like 3. It's not even 4G. So yeah, I'm glad I didn't do that from the start because I don't think it would have made any difference whatsoever. But maybe because I paid a little bit extra, right? Or well, I haven't. I paid the same amount, but it's only lasts for 7 days instead of 10. Maybe, here's what I'm thinking, right? LTE equals shite, says Leapson. Yeah, but maybe I'm getting preferential now. Like if you're on giffgaff, you're on the O2 network in the UK. So if you're at a gig, festival, football match or whatever, there's lots of people around, or Liverpool City Centre, anywhere in Liverpool City Centre, and there's lots of people around. The O2 carriers get preferential treatments, so you get left in the shit. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, don't you? Yeah. I was just thinking about that. How um, how I might be getting preferential treatment now. So I was like the gift gaff people who lost connection because someone was downloading some pornography over on Salate Island or something. But now, maybe I get priority. Yeah, how's about that? Yeah, he knows it. Um, okay, so yeah, getting back to Sora and stuff. Ooh, yay! Cool. Um, I'm trying to find Martin's PayPal thing. I haven't got a notification yet. It'll come through, I'm sure. I'm sure it'll come through at some point. Um, anyway, right, so I'll wait for that. Okay, so yeah, Sora. Fucking hell. Party trick. Party trick. Pattern matching at scale. Um, you know, just because you got a calculator, just because you got a calculator doesn't make you a mathematician. Just because you got fucking Sora doesn't make you a filmmaker. Um, just because you got a pen and a piece of paper doesn't make you a novelist. And this AI revolution just gave us a load of shit that we just didn't fucking need. Like deepfakes everywhere, copyright violations everywhere, non-consensual content everywhere. Don't forget this feeds into the whole Grok scandal where they were allowing children, pictures of children to be undressed. Pictures of children to be undressed. And the system itself can't seem to control what people do with it. The system can't moderate itself. It's not intelligent enough to go, no, I'm not doing that. That is crazy, isn't it? Or maybe it is intelligent enough, they just choose to take those guardrails off. Because I know for a fact that if you try and generate some images in Photoshop, it's very restrictive. Like you can't show. I told you that I wanted to have from a friend's birthday card, I made him a picture of him with a six pack holding up the World Cup, riding Battle Cat atop a burning Old Trafford. And the rest of it was fine. I could just about stitch it together from images that I got off the internet. But I thought, oh, well, I'll see if I can use AI. Firefly is the Adobe AI. See if I can use Firefly to generate make the stadium go on fire. And it just wouldn't do it. It was just like, no, not doing that. Goes against my programming, sir. I'm fluent in 6 million forms of communication. Um, but yeah, this if you are so balls deep in this AI bullshit, right, that you honestly believe that truth doesn't matter anymore, consent doesn't matter, or the law, for that matter, then cool. And consent is a huge thing here, right? Because I'm getting, one thing that I would like to see, and maybe we should set up some kind of group to push for this, but I want to see the consent laws changed in this country when it comes to photographic consent. Because we have the maddest fucking rule, right? We have the maddest rule in the UK, right? And here's the mad rule. You can be walking down the street, minding your own business, carrying your shopping, right? And maybe that day you've got a big spot on your face. You don't want anyone to see the big spot on your face, right? Right? And then someone takes a photo of you, close up, big spot, and you look like shit. You just got out of bed, you haven't shaved, you haven't brushed your teeth, you just run to the shop to get some milk, and they take a picture of you. How the fuck does that motherfucker with a phone who's just taken a picture of you own that picture of you? Owns that image of you, of your face. Now that is theirs. They own it. How is that legal? How is that right? I'll give you another example. What if there's a young girl and she's starting off as a model and she meets one of these, not a photographer, but a man with a camera, as they often do, and she models maybe some risque pictures, and she doesn't get paid for it. It's just for her portfolio. Um, And then the photographer uses those pictures on his, let's say, his website. And then years later, the model is going, she's not doing modeling anymore. She's doing something else. She's going for a job. She realizes that someone types in her name into Google to do a bit of research on her. These pictures turn up. She has no legal right to tell the photographer to put those pictures down, even if she wasn't paid for them. So much so that like there have been cases when paparazzi, who are professional stalkers, in the same way that it's not prostitution if you're filming pornography. No, officer, this woman is an actress. I'm giving her money to have sex with me in front of a camera. That makes all the difference. We're creating a pornographic video. And the police go, okay, sorry, no crime here, and tiptoe out the room. In the same way, in exactly the same way, there are these stalkers who stalk celebrities that if they weren't being paid by the Sun or the News of the World, the Mirror, whatever the fuck newspaper it is, if they weren't being paid by the fucking tabloids, what they're doing will be illegal, because they're turning up outside people's homes early in the morning and taking photos of them, right? Consent, right? They want to have their picture taken. If they go to a premiere and they're all dressed up, they're all dolled up, they've got the makeup on, shaved their head, whatever they do, and they're standing outside, the advertising board that they stand outside, with all the different sponsors of the Oscars or whoever it is, yeah, take all the photos you like. That's a staged press event, right, for all the press. But no, these stalkers, these disgusting paparazzi scum who killed Princess Diana, drove Britney Spears in fucking insane, right? With this relentless fucking taking pictures of them all the fucking time. They own the copyright on those fucking pictures that they take. So there was a picture that was taken by a paparazzi of Kate, Princess Kate, topless. It was taken by a telephoto lens from miles and miles and miles away. And it wasn't published in the UK, but obviously it's on the internet, I guess, so people can look it up. But the copyright for that is owned by the person who took the fucking picture, even though it was a clear violation of the privacy of that particular woman. And I'm just giving that as an example. I don't want, I don't get like, oh, let's feel sympathy for the royals. But if that was your partner, if that was you, if that was your daughter, and someone violated their privacy, what's the difference between that and somebody on the street demanding to see your tits? What? No, I want to see your tits now, but I don't know who you are. Why? What are you talking about? No, I need to see them. It's very important. Anyway, so if you are paparazzi, you own the copyright for those photos that you take. And what's happened in the past is that celebrities have seen a picture that a paparazzi has got from them, that's been published in a news article about them. They've taken that picture and posted it on their Instagram because they're like, oh, well, I look all right in that picture. Don't mind that. I'll put that on my Instagram. And then they've got sued. They have been sued by the paparazzi scum, the ratso scum that took the fucking picture. Sue them. Fucking sue them because they own the copyright. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit into oblivion. Back in the day when cameras were fucking expensive, right? And it was very difficult to take a photo of anyone, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay, have a law that says if you take a photo, you own the copyright. That's got to end now. Any photo of anything living in the real world that isn't a human, fine, 100%, you have the copyright. Any picture that you take of a human being or group of human beings, it's 50-50. That is it. Whoever you took that picture of, they can have a say. Actually, it's got to be more than 50-50. It's got to be 51-49. And if they say, I do not want you to use that photo, you can't use that fucking photo. Oh, but that will destroy the business model of the paparazzo. Yeah, good. Fuck them. Fuck them to death. Fuck them to death. Inside out. Fuck them all the way to the end of the fucking universe. And then fuck them some more. Couldn't give a flying fuck about these vultures who stalk celebrities. They should all be in jail. They should all be in jail for fucking stalking. What's the difference? I ask you now. And when you go to these, if you ever been to like an anti-fascist protest, right? And the fascists turned up, there'll always be some gobshite you know, with a phone, like holding the phone in, you know, up to your face, like, you know, I'm gonna take a picture of you now. I'm gonna take a picture, and you go, "What are you doing?" And you go, "I'm a citizen journalist." Like that, that absolves them from being a stalkery fucking weirdo and filming you. I think we need to look at these laws, and if you've got a good solution to this issue, I'd love to hear it. But the fact that you don't own the copyright of your own image, you don't own the copyright of your own face, I think is fucking disgusting. I think that goes along with not being able to kill yourself when you want to at a particular time in your life if you're not going to survive for another few weeks. So, you know, go to sleep and not wake up. Brilliant. I'm not allowed to do that. Have an abortion. Oh, no, you can't do that in certain states, in certain places. You can't have an abortion. Why not? Because I don't want to have an abortion. Well, don't have a fucking abortion then. It's got nothing to do with you. Oh, you're not allowed to have, you're not allowed to get this piercing. You're not allowed to get this tattoo. You're not allowed to take these drugs. You're not allowed to, you're not allowed to have gender affirming surgery. What? You're not allowed to have them. No, or gender affirming care. You're not allowed to have that. Why? It's my body. Yeah, but it makes the TERFs very sad. The real TERFs, the real people who are out there who actually hate trans people. All five of them, yeah. Okay, cool. The paparazzi are not investigative journalists. They're trying to pass themselves off as. I'm sorry I'm late. You probably already spoke about it, but we had Metaverse Day out, now AI. The timeline is mending, said Hidden Night. Yeah, good point. We had a bug from Japanese testers asking if we cleared the right to a crowd member. The artists had cropped them out of the crowd photo. They even sent the actual photo. Well, that's the thing. When I was traveling, right, if I took video of someone, there was one point when I was in Nairobi where I sat down with a guy and had a really, really interesting conversation with him. I had to ask at the end, is it okay if I use this for the TV show? And they said, no, I can't use it. You got to give consent. That's why you know when you see like prank TV shows and they'll fuzz out the people in the background in the video because they haven't given their consent to be in the video. So these laws exist for video, but just not for pictures. So come on, now that everyone's got a photo, now everyone's got a camera in their pocket. A photo is owned by the creator. This was established in the late 70s when a punk in Brighton took a journalist to court for using his image. It seemed unfair, but if it weren't so, there would be mayhem. No, there wouldn't. Why would there be, Mike, why would there be mayhem? You don't take a photo of someone else? Like, are you telling me that if you go to the park and start taking photos of other people's children, then the law should be on your side because, you know, you took the picture on your equipment, which is a fucking phone that everyone's got. Yeah, I think it's disgusting. I think it's a really disgusting law. And it doesn't apply for video. It doesn't apply for video. Isn't that interesting? Just for photographs. Which is crazy. You know, like when music videos, this used to drive me mad when I made music videos, right? If I went to a gig and then, you know, as a photographer and got a free press pass, so I got to see the gig for free, and I was working for the NME or a newspaper, or the newspaper rather than a music newspaper, and I got a photo of some famous rock and roller, Iggy Pop, right? And I've got that photo now, and that's mine. That's my photo. Even though I'm being paid by a periodical, I got into the gig for free. It's a picture of someone who's not me, who didn't particularly, you know, request for me to do a picture of him. And then I can sell that picture of Iggy Pop for thousands, you know, reproduce it and then sell it for thousands and thousands of pounds. People to put on the fucking wall. I just think, what kind of business model is that? It's just fucking crazy. It's just, okay. You were there and you got a photo. Good on you. You listen to the right to the creator of anything are important. If you deny ownership of this, you can argue that other rights ownerships are invalid. No. Take a photo of a leaf, that's all yours. Take a picture of a frog, that's all yours. Take a picture of another human being, no, it shouldn't be yours. Absolutely 100%. No. If you can't do a video, you can't do a video of someone and then put it on TV if they haven't signed a release form to say you can put that on TV. We don't have that with photography. You're not going to win me round on this because I think it is, and you say, oh, it's a thin end of the wedge. You know, what else will they take? No, because it's not a creation. And in the same way, like a video is a creation. A video is a much more difficult creation than a single photograph, just because you've got to have motion, you've got to have sound as well. And, you know, you fuck the sound up, it's not going to sound too great, is it? Land rights ownership needs looking at. Yes, absolutely. I think they are. But yeah, I mean, shoot a still life, shoot a bowl of fucking fruit. Fine, that's yours, 100%. That's yours. Shoot yourself, take self portraits. Cool, that's all yours. That's perfect. But to try and equate, someone pulling out the phone out the pocket and just taking a picture of a celebrity walking past, in the pajamas is like somehow an artistic endeavor. It's just it's not. It's just absolutely not. It's if a celebrity paid for a photographer to come and take photos, and wedding photography is a good example. If you want to have really good pictures of your wedding, you're gonna have to pay for the fucking nose for it to get a good photographer because they cost a lot of money. But fine, you pay the photographer to come and take those photos. Brilliant. But we have a situation where a lot of these photos, they'll set it up so if you want any reproductions of them, you need to pay extra. You don't own the photos that you paid someone to come and take. They own the photos because of this mad law. Yeah. But yeah, right, human rights and human wrongs. I'm going to plug my phone in now because I realise it's getting very hot. Yeah, when my friend sent me the cap of the screen cap of the weather down in South Manchester, 6 degrees it said this morning, 6 degrees. And I sent him one back saying 26 degrees here. I said it's only 8 a.m. Isn't that just voyeurism with extra steps, taking people out there without their consent? Yes, it is. It's absolutely fucking wrong. And there is such a thing as reasonable expectation of privacy. Taking a photo of someone in a public place is okay. Taking a nude photo of someone with a long-range camera is not okay. They have privacy. Why is taking a picture of someone in a public place okay? I disagree. If they don't want their picture taken, why the fuck are you taking their picture? I mean, we live in a very CCTV fucking world anyway, at the best of times. But I'd like to control the pictures of me that are out there. And generally I do, which is great. Really wish I hadn't grown that stupid moustache when I finished the Odyssey expedition, but can't have everything. But yeah, in this argument, it's because photography is created as art, classed as art and thus subjected to the creator. I'm not arguing for it, just like, yes. Yeah, because photography for many years, to have a camera, don't forget in the Victorian era, to have a camera, you had to be fucking loaded. It was just the aristocracy who could do that, Paparazzi will always find a way around new laws. I was taking a picture of a flower in Gwyneth Paltrow's bedroom window and she got into the background by mistake, Your Honour. Yeah, but if she's on the picture, she's on the picture. At the moment, there's no real guardrails against what the paparazzi do. And I think that there should be. And look, it's coming up to the 30th anniversary next year of Princess Diana's death at the end of August. I mean, just fucking what? How are these motherfuckers still allowed to do what they do? I hate that there's still a market for it as well. I hate that there's people who like, oh my God, there's a picture of a celebrity looking like a twat. Oh look, there's a picture of a young teenage celebrity getting out of a car and oops, she's got no knickers on. Look, you can see. I mean, just what the fuck? It's a disgusting, like, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, man, isn't it? Just, oh, look at this picture. Whoa. And it's like, fucking hell, if that person has not given you consent to share that picture with other people, you should not share that picture with other people. End of. Do you mind if I take your photo? That's all you have to do. Do you mind if I take your photo? No, it's all right. Film them saying that. If you ever need to use it in court. Taking a photo and publishing it are two different things. Yes, you're right. You're right, but taking the photo allows you to publish it. I blame TMZ for the reason for we had the shit with photos being shared for journalism. 3 Mile Zone. That's just the extension of the paparazzi bullshit, isn't it? But I still subscribe to Pop Bitch after all these fucking years. Pop Bitch, why did I say it in that funny way? I've only got 25 years I've been subscribed to Pop Bitch. But that's not many pictures on it. It's just text. Titillating text. Anyway, let's go back to this fucking survey. So, 6 months, is it? From the number one app to irrelevant in a matter of months. The number one app to irrelevancy in a matter of months. I mean, at least Pokemon Go's got a bit of fucking staying power. Millions of downloads and then a mass drop off. You know, these viral clips, just people got bored of them so quickly. Because it was just a novelty. It was just a novelty. It wasn't a realistic application of an AI tool. So, for video, what would I like to see? Okay, so I would like to see upscaling, generative upscaling, please, a decent one. I know there's Topaz, there's a couple of others, but like I want decent generative AI upscaling so I can take a piece of 480 footage or 525 or 5 or 625 footage, right? SD, UK SD, 625 footage, right? And I want to be able to bump that up to 1080 or even to 4K. And I want it to look fucking the shit. That would be incredibly useful. Cleaning up video, right? So for instance, when they go back to the original Star Wars reels of film, they literally get dirty. They get dirt on the film. They get little specks of dirt, and when they restore Lawrence of Arabia or something for HD for 4K, they have to meticulously go through all this and restore it. It takes a very, very, very long time. You know, this cleaning process of the original fucking prints, and something like that where you can go, here's my video, you know, here's the film, and they can just look at it, analyze each frame, and go, okay, this should look like this, and then scale it up. That would be fucking amazing. That would be absolutely amazing, and we could revisit some old films. I'm not talking about colorizing necessarily, but just being able to go to the original optical print and getting rid of all the dirt quickly, you know, in an hour, you know, rather than taking fucking months of time. The other thing is extending the frame. So, for instance, the top of my hat is being cut out. Oh no, it's not actually, but it's because I got the time on. But like, say I was doing a shot, right, and I got a really good take, but it was framed like this, right. I would really like it if there was a way of just moving the frame up a little bit and just filling in, you know, using AI, you know, using it as filler. The other thing is if you've cut a bit of a shot off just a little bit too early, like you need a couple more seconds of that same shot with the way it's moving and the camera direction and all that kind of stuff. I'd like that, to be able to do that. I do not want AI to have anything to do with acting, anything to do with animation, anything to do with the creation from scratch of any project. For me, the real benefit of AI on Photoshop, right, is just being able to take the background away from images, because I like to call out, you know, the person, and then give them an outline, give them a stroke, as we say. Oh, my camera's gone dim. Why has my camera gone dim? That's no good. Why have you gone all dim, Mr. Camera? I'm just gonna put my light up a bit. No, it's up all the way. It's as bright as it goes, but it's not very bright anymore. I've broken my camera. I picked Pokemon Go back up, says Arushi. Hey, listen, I'm sorely tempted just to turn it on while I'm here, because I didn't play it last time I was here or when I was in Canada. But I do have a Pokestop on this island, so I'm thinking of getting rid of all my old eggs and just, not my eggs, my presents, and then just getting a load of Ginger Island presents while I'm here. Oh, such a temptation. It's such a temptation. Film deteriorates over time. I think it's chemical action, does it? The temperature is stored at. Yes, it does. But so does digital tape. That's why in this regard, French law has it right. Taking pictures in public is okay. Published without permission is illegal. Using a telephoto lens to invade privacy is a criminal offence. Is it Yorosh? Sorry. Is it Mike? Sorry, you're responding to Yorosh. Mike, well, wasn't that picture of Princess Catherine taken in France? Wasn't that in France? Did the paparazzi involved in that get in trouble for that? If the paparazzi weren't allowed to do this, a poor Ed Miliband wouldn't have been bullied for eating a fucking bacon sandwich. Graham, can you put me down for one? We'll be able to do a super chat tomorrow. Yes, absolutely, Alistair. I should probably do one for you anyway, mate, because you've already given so much. Rather than giving a super chat, if you want to go to PayPal, it's Graham David Hughes. So it's paypal.me/ at Graham David Hughes, or just forward slash Graham David Hughes. Yeah, I'll. What do you want? Do you want Viper Scott? Do you want Alistair? Alistair. Alistair. Let me know. But yeah, you're best doing it through PayPal, because then bloody what's it called? YouTube doesn't take a third. Doesn't take a third. How much was it to make? How many millions did Altman put into this? Billions, 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 billions. Talking about Sora, billions. The air abundance in the front lawn. AI can be a useful tool for different science fields, but not art and everyday life. It's great for pattern recognition. It has serious applications in medicine, in medical research. Absolutely, 100%. Would you trust it to build a bridge? Would you fuck? Would you trust it to design a bridge? Would you fuck? No one would. Would you trust it to make a map? No, it can't make a map. It doesn't know how to. Would you trust it to make a chart, a pie chart even? Just give it some stats and say, can you make a pie chart? No, because it'll make something that looks like a pie chart, not a pie chart, because it's all imitation, right? So it's good for pattern recognition. It's good for taking an article, a news article, and breaking it down into bullet points. That's it. Even at that point, it puts its own ideas in and repeats itself all the time. I mean, having to write in, do not repeat yourself every time you put in the prompt is really fucking irritating. But yeah, the Sora in particular, no depth, no intelligence, no real value. There was no point to it. It was just for making shitty clips for people to look at and go on Instagram or whatever, and just scroll past. It was like, look at what it can do, look at what it can generate, but what it could generate was shite. And this is the point. The whole AI hype is an illusion. It's why Anthropic is going to win. It's why Claude is going to win. I think OpenAI is going to get blown out the fucking water, because OpenAI has tried to do all these bells and fucking whistles, whereas Anthropic has just gone for the straight up, chatbot sort of thing. Help me with my homework. But also, to give it its real name, it's a large language model. That's what it is. LLM. It's not intelligence. It's not artificial intelligence. It's not. It's a magic trick, There's no understanding. There's no, like I keep saying, there's no context. There's no context and no continuity as well, which is very important when you're making video. It's like continuity. So famously, the Coca-Cola ad for Christmas was done using AI. They had over 70,000 prompts to try and get this thing to look right. But because it's got no sense of continuity, you couldn't say to it, this truck needs to have 18 wheels, right? It wouldn't understand that. And it wouldn't necessarily put all the 18 wheels on the correct size of the truck. It might put a few wheels on the top or on the side. Do you know what I mean? Like, not in the right place. Because it does not. It's got no idea of context. It's got no understanding of continuity. Got no understanding of community. And everything we do, everything humans create, we are standing on the shoulders of giants. We're standing on the shoulders of people who have come before us, who built, thought, created, imagined worlds of what could be. And we're all built on that. We have so many cultural touchstones that we think of without even thinking. So much of our everyday language comes from the King James Bible. It also comes from Shakespeare. Where words were just fucking made up. Expressions, idioms that we use every fucking day come from the King James Bible and from fucking Shakespeare in English anyway. At any rate, we have all this context built into everything that we do. AI is like shorn of that context. The only thing I think like near sort of, you've got to think of it like Frankenstein's monster or Bella in Poor Things, right? Where she's a newborn baby in her head. Everything is new. Everything is novel. Everything is, interesting. But she's got no sense of context. So she approaches sex in a way that is devoid of context. It's just a pleasurable thing to do. She grabbed my hairy business. But everybody else obviously contextualizes sex in a certain way. And she ends up driving this Lothario, this gobshite, played by Hulk. Uh, it's just played in this very clever way where he turns up as this kind of like this in the movie Poor Things. He turns up as like this dandy who's all like, oh, I could show you the world and show you sex and show you all these wonderful things. She's like, okay, great, let's do those things. And by the end of the movie, she has become a lot more like her own woman. She's her own person, whereas who's free in all the ways that, and it drives him like in an insane asylum. She's driven him that one person into the world and in the context of what she's doing, but then gradually getting around to seeing that, and then you got this other direction of another character who turns out being like, I'm a man of the world, I know everything there is to know about women and travel and blah blah blah, and he's the one who ends up like not being able to handle the reality that she is so liberated and so free because she's free in context. But yeah, the essential thing that you got to understand with AI is that it's not thinking. It's not thinking. Okay, it's not like you say to it, "What's your favorite color?" and it thinks about, "What's my favorite color?" It's not thinking. It is guessing. It's guessing what you want. Okay, that's what it's doing all the time. It's always guessing what you want. It doesn't know you, never met you, doesn't know you from Adam, right? And yet, it has this idea in its head that you want a particular answer. That's why a lot of AI, and they've kind of tweaked it now, but it was so sycophantic at the beginning. Like everything you thought of was an amazing idea, and it was all about affirmation. And narcissists fucking love that part of it. If you talk to some people that you know who are narcissists, who you suspect are narcissists, they'll be like, "Oh, it told me all my ideas were fantastic. I thought that was amazing." It's like, so it's like your mum. But yeah, it's AI is not conscious. It's got no consciousness. It's got no reasoning. It's got no creativity. It's guessing. It's all playing a guessing game, guessing what you want it to say. So it's not going to give you the answer. It's not going to give you a truth. It's going to give you what it thinks you want. And a lot of the time, we don't want the truth. Women ask the question, does my bum look big in this? As in, like, should I not wear this? Which I think is the most ridiculous thing humans ever say. Like, who decided that women shouldn't have big bums? I mean, it's a bit like saying, do my tits look big in this? And you're like, yeah. Oh, no. Shit. Does my, bloke turning up with a pair of fucking, spray on trousers. Does my cock look big in this? Yeah. Cool. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, but like it'll give you the answer that you want to hear. Does my bum look big in this? No, darling. You look fine. You look reasonable. You're perfectly acceptable in social circumstances. But what AI is doing is giving a statistical prediction based on past data, but that data might not be what it picks on, and that past data some of it might be junk. Humans have emotions. We change from day to day. But going back to what was said earlier about this tying in with the metaverse being wound up, I mean, what I think that sort of proves about the entire AI industry is that hype is greater than the reality. People saying this will replace Hollywood. People telling me that, oh, they're going to make this AI video of Trump, doing something. It's going to cause a war. And I was always like, nah, it's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen for two reasons. One, first of all, it looks shit. So you got to be a dickhead to believe it's real. And two, the people who you need to believe it, to get to believe it's real, because they want to see Sadiq Khan, they murder some puppies or something. It doesn't matter to them if it's real or not. That's the issue. The people who are the lunatics out there, if a video came out of Trump doing something horrific to a child, they would claim that it was AI. They would claim it was fake. They'll say fake news. It was made, using Sora or something. And this is the idea that AI transforming creativity was just bullshit. I regard myself as a creative person. I come up with ideas. I write scripts. I write stories. I've written a book. I mean, that was about personal experience, but I've still written it, got it published, and I've made short films. I've made actors show reels. I've made countless music videos and things, and my ideas that come to me, AI's never triggered anything in me other than like I can ask it maybe, I'm writing a story and they stop in what is now Cap de Haitian in Haiti. What was that like in the 1730s? Paint me a picture, and it can give you some information about what people might be wearing and what the buildings might look like, the architecture, how close the port was, what the port might have looked like back in the day to take these big Spanish galleons, all that kind of stuff, right? That's helpful for me to build context for me, but it doesn't build context for the fucking AI model. It just doesn't. And I would say that the business model for AI is fundamentally broken because AI companies are burning billions with something like Sora, which just massive loads of computer power, cost billions. They chase the hype and they hope for future profit. And, Sora has just shown what happens when the future never arrives. Or the future that they got mapped out is nothing much to shout about. Um, there is an old folks' home just next to me. Seems to have gone in there pretty bad. Ambulances are common. The air ambulance not so much. Um, I haven't played Pokemon Go in ages. Last time I played was in 2024, and that was just because I moved and lived previously had no Pokestops or gym. Well, Hidden I used to play it every day. Like I had every single fucking Pokemon that you could actually get and all the varieties of Pokemon that you could actually get in the game. Every single one up to that point, except for La Lucha or whatever his name is, the Mexican wrestler guy. I didn't have him, but I was about to get him, so I would have had all of them. I would have every single Pokemon available in the game. Um, and last year, it got sold to a company that is part owned by the Saudi government, and I just went fuck this shit and deleted it off my phone. I mean, my user account will still exist, but I just put it down because I'm a gobshite like that. But although I would like to. It was fun to play. I got to meet up with people in Durham and people in Liverpool, go out, on days like community days and stuff, and that was really fun. And it made like a night. It made me go out. It made me walk every day. I'd be walking every day to do trails and pick up, the new mons, whatever's just come out. So I think I got more exercise when I was doing Pokemon Go. But yeah, I feel like I've got more stuff done now that I don't have that. Now that I'm on ADHD medication, although I haven't taken it for a few days. But I'm on ADHD medication. I'm not playing Pokemon Go anymore. I feel like I'm being more productive. I'm getting like more shit done. GSD, get shit done. Um, I believe law was put in place because of Fergie and Bernard Tapie in the early 90s, which is ironic. Two people being reprobates and changing up law for the better. Read the thumbnail and got scared that Sora, the ultimate saipan of Hollow Live, was dead. Then I realised that Graham is not interested in VTubers, so I calmed down. The ultimate senpai of Hollow Live. Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Is that right? Look at that fucking finger on the pulse there, mate. Look at that finger on the. I got that reference. Sora was AI slot before anyone called it AI slot. When everyone was starting to incorporate AI into their software, like Copilot, which is just Clippy 2.0. Yeah, Kid Knight, you're completely correct. It's just Clippy. Okay, everyone, we are saying yet if Graham nicked McSweeney's phone. No. The sword of Damocles hanging over our head. AI now, when human realizes is more on it more than human instincts. I don't think they will. I really don't. There's a certain. I think humanity will win. I think that the humanity will, because that's the essential part of the creative process is humanity, experiences that you have experienced. So like back when AI was sort of in its, as we know it now, this sort of generative model, this large language models, in its sort of first few couple of years. You know, it was during the COVID lockdown actually that I started using it, and it's like it was just little things at first. It was kind of like I'll try and get it to write a fairy story, and so I wrote. I remember it was for Prince Charles's coronation, and I've got it to write a funny story about King Charles's constipation and the fact he needed a massive poo, and he had to sit on the throne. And it wrote like quite an amusing little story that I read out to my stepdaughter, and she giggled. I thought it was funny. And then we tried to do another one, which was based on a story that I had already made up, like a bedtime story I'd already made up called Princess Farty Knickers, and it was the same it was the same structure. It was exactly the same structure as the King Sausage Fingers story and King Sausage's constipation. It was exactly the same, like the way it was set up and the way the paragraphs worked and the resolution. It was just like, okay. And I've seen this with the way AI writes. It's so, once you can spot AI syntax, it's impossible to miss. There are certain ways that that AI writes. It goes, this is not this, this is not this, this is not this, this is this. It does that all the time. If you ever hear that in a video, I'll be a bit sus if I were you. I think that's probably been written by AI. When I was doing my moments of truth, I tried to get AI to help me write them so I could do them a bit quicker. So I'd get an article and I'd say, you know, rewrite this in a sarcastic, sardonic tone. And the first time I did it, it seemed to do it quite well. But the second time I did it, again, it used the same cadence, it used the same syntax. And I found it, funnily enough, like I had a little auto cue set up, which was basically my phone with a little box that I got to go around my phone, and it shows me the video right in front of my camera, right? And it was really difficult for me to read on the auto cue because I hadn't written it. If I'd written it, when I've written something myself, the words flow in the way that I talk because I write like I talk. Anyone who's read my book will know that. Man of the World, available from all bad booksellers. But yeah, back to fucking Sora, you know. This was just like an example of what I think is AI's greatest failure, is that you get it to do something once and it does it sort of halfway well, and you go, wow, I'm quite impressed with the way you've done that. And then when you try and do it with something else, you realize it's just repeating the same patterns, because, you know, it's good at you know, pattern recognition. By the way, that's my dog snorting and licking. Just here. Hey, Pickle, how you doing, Pickle? You all right, Pickle? Yeah, you doing all right? You doing all right? Love my lazy dog. That never barks. Even when there's a snake, she's all right. Don't go out in the forest. Don't when you're meeting snakes. We've got a bunny rabbit on the island as well. But yeah, the pathway to creativity is not lined by paved by a machine that can just do the same story over and over again, but just slightly change some of the words. You know, change the MacGuffin, but it's the same story. The only people that I think really, really need to worry about their jobs at the moment are like people like copywriters and stuff, where they've got to like hype some bullshit up and use weasel words that don't, you know, have more than one meaning, or, you know, you say like, this is up to 100% effective. And you're like, up to? What? So it could be 1% effective. Cool. Helps to ... Helps to get rid of your cold. Helps to unblock your ears. Helps to make you stronger. Helps, okay. As they pointed out on Charlie Brooker's Screen Wipe a long time ago, jumping up and down the spot helps to flatten the earth. Cool. So yeah, copywriters, yeah, you're probably out of a job, but everyone else, I mean, they were talking about these massive job cuts that we were going to get because of AI, and they didn't really materialize. I think they can help make people more productive, but like I say, imagine a calculator that sometimes gets the answer wrong. You need a human supervisor. You can't just allow everything to be run by this AI. Now time to collapse this bubble and end this nightmare, says Not Magenta. I couldn't agree more. I get the feeling Morgan that deleted all the messages and just threw the phone in the Thames, then called the police to ensure a record of theft was made. Oh, was this? Oh, is Morgan McSweeney saying that he hasn't got his phone? Is that why you were joking about me stealing his phone? AI is the early accounting software. It sped things up but needs to be audited regularly. It took 30 years to trust it. It is getting better, but it'll take 200 years to become intelligent, says Mike. Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree, mate. We all knew it was bullshit, useful, but ultimately a waste of resources inflated by hype and cash injections. Yeah. It's called model collapse. Yeah. Yeah. Couldn't agree more. I've got bum pad pants only if ever required. So I make my bum looking big. Yeah, some women go into Brazil to get a Brazilian butt lift to make their bum look bigger. Okay, cool. You know, that's what you want to do with your own body. That's fine with me. I just wish it was safer. I just wish that, you know, the industry was more regulated. I think it's horrible when I read a story about a young woman who has had something injected into her face and it's gone horribly wrong and left her disfigured for life. And you're like, oh, for fuck's sake, this thing. I know the government's brought in new regulations, haven't they, for the beauty industry? But I wish people, like I say, I don't mind that people get plastic surgery or get tattoos or get piercings or do whatever they want with their body. It's their body. They should be able to choose to do what they want. But the cultural context of plastic surgery, where you don't, especially young women who do not need it in any way, shape or form and get this stuff, and often doesn't make them look younger. It makes them look weirder. End of. Like if I got some tattoos, I don't think it would make me look hard. I think if I didn't have such a friendly face, then yeah, you know, if I had a face like you know, like I was angry, you know, like I could take you on. Angry all the time. I think I'd get away with a few tattoos, you know, a few tats. But the way I look, I really don't think I would suit them. And this is someone who used to go out with a tattoo artist, you know. I mean, like I say, I don't have any problem with them on other people, except when they look shit. But the thing is, tattoos are a bit like children. Like, you can't say to the parents, you can't say to someone with a tattoo, that's an ugly kid, isn't it? Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. What happened? Did you drop him? You can't say that. Can't say that. But yeah, just, you know, that the each to their own, the way I look at it. But yeah, I really hate that there is that cultural push in the West to be to bronze your skin and to get these lip injections to make your lips more full, and meanwhile in Singapore and Malaysia, all the adverts of a skin whitening cream, because the beauty standard there is to have the whitest skin possible. It's all bollocks, isn't it? Um, I wish more was done to make people feel comfortable in the body that they're in. That's what I wish. Um, when they say AI is replaced Hollywood over one AI actor, I laughed and said, "Yeah, I'm Princess Diane. Didn't get in the car." AI companies burning money and burning RAM. Yeah, burning oil. Burning oil. This whole thing was set up by the oil oligarchs to burn loads of oil. They just have a well, and they're just shoveling oil and used fibers in it. The idea AI can make a good story, though, but that's just it. It's not good as a point of fiction. Um, it's not as good as a plot point in fiction. It's actually just creating fiction. Sorry, it's good for as a plot point in fiction, not for actually creating fiction. Yeah, yeah. Um, well, I keep saying this. You could have a pen and paper. It doesn't make you a fucking writer. You know, that's all it is. For me, I'm rooting for the AI alliance with creatives. Saw was the first VTuber of Hollow Live, and therefore um, senpai to all Hollow Live VTubers. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was getting it mixed up with Kingdom Hearts. All right, I'm talking bollocks then, aren't I? But the world could be like Dark City. We've just started to exist. Everything before is memories. Could be. Does that mean I get to meet Jennifer Connelly? Ooh, wouldn't mind that. Go and meet her at the pier. I thought Graham has been to Japan. Well, yeah, I have been to Japan. I've been to Fukuoka. I've also been to Okinawa. I watched a YouTube video earlier of tribal folks from the Indian subcontinent and surrounding areas reacting to Steve Irwin for the first time. They called him Ustad or Expert Master. Fucking fantastic. That's cool. It's model collapse. The AI gets corrupted. The best rebuttal to that is so what? Even if you do know how to change things. So carry on. It's all real. The alternative has no value. Oh, whether we're all living in a simulation or not in the Dark City world. Graham, I've looked at your book. Book 1, is there a book 2? Says L, Butterfly Effect. No, one of the things I wanted to do while I was here, along with getting all the shit done that needed to be done in 2 weeks and then having 2 weeks off, was each night I was going to sit out here at the boat dock and do some writing, or each morning I would do some writing. And I've done nothing because I've been too busy. I've been doing these streams, I've been getting up in the morning, getting stuff done, and then starting on my stream, and then been heading over. There's so much stuff left to do on the island. My to-do list is insane. I've still got another like 20 things, 20 different things that need doing on the island before I go. I'm leaving on Monday. I mean, fuck. I wanted to have at least one day off, but no, I haven't started on the second book. I started because a mate of mine wrote to try and push me into writing the second book. Wrote a preface for it, but yeah, unfortunately, time has not been on my side. And you know, I said I slept in this morning till 7:15, right? Which is unusual for me because the show starts at 8, so I need to get stuff done. If I sleep too long, I wake up really achy. Like I've got to have like 7 or 8 hours sleep. That's maximum. If I have anything more than that, then I wake up like aching to Billy-O. But last night I was so tired. It was so hot out on the island. We got so much stuff done, moved a load of stuff, had a fight with the snake. Didn't have a fight with the snake. I ran away. You know, it's all crazy, isn't it? But yeah. So what is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? The second book? It's called Top of the World. We'll get there in the end, I think. I was just thinking this morning, like just trying to just... So I think, right, I really need to go use the loo. I don't want to get too graphic about this, but I really need to use the loo. Okay, so I go to the toilet, right? I need to flush it, first of all. Because if it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down, right? So I need to flush it because I don't want to, you know, it's kind of stinky. So I have to go and turn the water pump on. So I go and turn the water pump on, right? And then I go back to the toilet. And then I realise that the teachers are out and I'm getting bitten to fuck. So I go upstairs, I go put a t-shirt on, right? So I'm not getting bitten so much. And then I have to go back, and then I'm like, oh shit, I should really light a coil. So I go and light a mosquito coil, like one of these, right? To bring out to the toilet with me, right? And then I go back to the toilet, and then I sit down. And then I realise that, what else did I fucking need? It was a waste of time to be using the toilet without putting the kettle on. And it sounds a bit of a mad thing to say, but it takes ages to boil the fucking kettle. So I was like, well, you know, I've got to go and do my show, so I'll boil the kettle while I'm using the toilet. So I go back into, and like at this time I'm desperate to use the loo, so I'm moving about as quickly as possible. And then I turn the water pump on, turn the water pump off when it's full, and then finally, so it took me, just to use the fucking loo, took me about 7.5 minutes just to get everything set up, so I could actually just sit there and not get bitten to death for a minute or so, and have the water to do it. And just as an example of like just how much faff it is to just do anything on this fucking island. even so, you know, that's going in the loo, never mind painting the fucking house. So yeah, but yeah, back to Sora, because this is like, you know, my overarching thing I wanted to talk about today. You know, they're selling this illusion to get funding. Investors, they're saying that they want this world-changing tech, they want this revolution. So the companies are selling artificial intelligence. They're selling this idea of autonomy, automated services. You know, like I say, if it makes mistakes, it's invalid. That's it. That's all you need to know at the moment. Why is AI going to fail, right? You can give me all these different reasons and I'll just give you one, right? Because it's not accurate. That is it. If it was 100% accurate, like a pocket calculator, sorted. You know, limited range of functions, 100% accurate, brilliant. But what they're trying to be is everything to everyone, and they're using all this processing power, all these fucking GPUs, burning all this fucking oil, destroying the planet, turning us towards fucking climate collapse, the end of the AMOC, the end of the world that we know, being able to grow crops in fucking Europe. We're not going to be able to grow crops in Europe anymore. If the AMOC shuts off, we are fucked. We are absolutely fucked beyond belief. Please, Graham, if you do see that snake again, please try and get a photo of it, as identification is key for safety. I'll try, mate, but I'm not going to get very close. I'm telling you that now. I'm not going to get very close at all. Graham's rushing home so he can be home to watch I'm a Celebrity South Africa. Oh. Can you survive on an island where it takes 10 minutes to boil a kettle? Well, okay, so there's something else they had to do. So I put the kettle on, but if the front door is open because of wind, because a breeze goes through the house, if the back door and the front door is open, or in fact it doesn't, the back door doesn't need to be open. There's open windows. So if you've got the front door open, then there's a breeze, right? So see where I'm going with this. So I had to shut the door. So I had to get up again and shut the door so that the cooker would cook, because if there's a breeze, it blows on the gas ring and things just don't boil because it takes too long. What about artificial stupidity? Oh, I think we've already got that. More importantly, AI doesn't know when it's inaccurate. Remind you of anyone. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, even experts have been saying for ages it's overhyped, it's misunderstood, it's not real intelligence. And the people who know, the people building it know it's being sold to the public as a fantasy. And they're saying now they're moving on to robotics and agents, but like, you know, that's almost something. Well, we couldn't make this profitable. We couldn't source out a way of making this thing that is obviously unprofitable profitable. So we're chasing the next hype cycle. And this is it. There's no real intelligence, no understanding, just pattern prediction. Putting that in a robot doesn't magically make it smart. It just makes it a fucking guessing machine with legs. And AI is not replacing creativity. It cannot create original ideas. It cannot understand emotion. It cannot tell stories. It cannot understand context. It cannot understand culture. It cannot understand continuity. It can only copy and remix and approximate. And it's not reliable. Like, this is the big, huge problem. It hallucinates, it breaks, it produces nonsense. It needs constant human oversight. You're not... If you need to babysit something, it is not replacing you. It's never going to replace you if you need to babysit it. And the real takeaway is that the story didn't fail because it was early or something. It failed because the tech isn't what it's sold at. The business model doesn't fucking exist. The risks outweigh the benefits, and the hype has just collapsed under fucking scrutiny. AI is not taking over the world. It can't even sustain a fucking comedy video app for more than 6 months. And this is the real problem at the heart of it. There are real applications that AI is going to be fucking useful for. But how can you use it to create a mathematical model when it gets things wrong? That is the question. You know, that is the question I have for you. The way the boat engine is positioned, in my view, it looks like a bird to me. Oh yeah, it's kind of cool. Well, it's tipped back out the water. Don't leave it in the water. Don't leave anything in the water. Graham's third book should be called The World According to Graham. Well, Hidden Night, the first one's called Man of the World. The second one's called Top of the World. Third one is called End of the World. And then the fourth book in the trilogy is called Paradise 1. It's about winning this island and my life on this island for 3 years. And then I might do one called Project.eu, projecthope.eu, which is about fighting against Brexit. I'll do that. So maybe there'll be 5 parts in the trilogy, just like in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Although, I mean, Salmon of Doubt, that could be a 6th book, I don't know. Consider the great icebergs continually breaking off and melting. Yeah, I agree. It's been sold to Amazon warehouses. Well, what has? But yeah. Yes. Okay, right. So I'm going to get off now. Back onto the island. I've got the walkway of fame. I'm going to be cutting the wood probably tomorrow. We've finally got the piece of wood that we need to go in under the house, so I can get going under there, get all that set up and start cutting some wood. Well, I might do it actually. I might cover the couch, close the back doors, and do it on the back balcony, so you can watch me carving them, which would be quite fun, I think. So maybe we'll do that. I don't think we'll be able to do that today, but maybe tomorrow. That'd be quite a cool thing to do. And yeah, so I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you for being so awesome. Thank you for the super chats. Very kind of you. And I'm glad I've got my Star Wars t-shirt on the right way around. I'm glad I've got my super chat sign. This is crazy because if I look at myself, if I look at that, it's the wrong way around to me. But then I look in there and it says super chat. It's really weird. It's really weird. But yeah, so if you do want to get a super chat in before the end of the show, give you a few more moments, but you can also go to PayPal if you want to pay for a slat, saying anything you want on the Walk of Fame. I've got 14 places left. I've got 10 of them have been taken so far. So yeah, I've got 14 left to do. Well, if you want me to, just leave them blank. Otherwise, before we nail them down and finish the walkway. So yeah, until next time, my friends, my lovely badgers, I'll say thank you very much for watching. AI is shit. Sora is dead. Long die Sora. Thank fuck for that. As a video creator myself, fuck that shit all the way to the edge of the universe and then fuck it some more. So thank you very much for watching, and hopefully, yeah, maybe the universe is finally coming round. And oh my God, I just really want, I want Trump to cark it as soon as humanly possible. And I desperately want as a result, the midterms to go massively towards the Democrats, so they can, all the people around Trump, they can put them in jail. SG, thank you very much for the £10 super chat. Thank you. We may think you know who is controlling Trump, but you are wrong. It's actually Greta Thunberg. Many third world countries continue accelerating moving to solar, etc. Says SG. Yes, you are right. I'm playing my super chat guitar for you. You're right. Trump will go down in history as doing more for the push towards renewables than any other leader in history. Oh, the irony. Oh, the law of unintended consequences. I am the storyteller, and my story must be told. Okay, right. Take care, my friends. Until next time, I might do something this afternoon if I'm in the house and I can get signal. I might do a little thing, might do a little midnight massacre tonight. I don't know. It just depends how we go with work, but we've got a shitload to do, and I don't know if we're going to have time to get everything done. So we will give it our best to hang out a bit more. But otherwise, I'd like to say thank you very, very much for watching. Hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye. I'll leave you with a shot of the oh God, focus. Leave you with a shot. It's not straight, that is it? Oh, let's lift up this side. No. Ooh. There you go, that's better. That's more better, eh? It's out of focus. There you go. Focus. Okay, cool. There you go. You can have a few seconds of that. Thanks, everyone. That's a really cool image from Diz. Not seen that before. So, waving. If you listen very carefully, you can hear the howler monkeys from the neighbouring island.